To the bull, happy birthday. One of the quietest, gentlest bulls was born in this market nearly 2 years ago. The infant was a male. After a day in which the Dow fell 58 points, the S&P fell 21%, and the Nasdaq fell 0.5%, the cookie proved to be a true rip-snorter home of pleasure. The bull market is starting really impressively, but actually not much at all. Therefore, I think it's worth celebrating its second anniversary. No one seemed to care that the Fed was still hiking rates. Actually, this bull's entire first year of existence was unusual. This is because the market increased despite the Fed's ferocious tightening. This is not how it was intended to be. I always say there's a bull market somewhere every night, and for the past few years, it's been there in front of you. In celebration of this amazing Street Peter's birth, let's examine which stocks contributed to this birthday banquet. First, is guessing even required? With this lid mug, the top performer. Why, it's Nvidia, the amazing tech giant and possibly the most significant business in the world at the moment. By the way, Jensen signed this hat, therefore it might be the most valuable hat in existence. Tomorrow, the 25-year-old G-Force will ring the opening bell of the Nasdaq. People were just starting to discover that Nvidia was more than just a gaming firm, and that it had some incredibly fast graphics chips when its split-adjusted price was $11 smackers 2 years ago. Only a month and a half had passed before ChatGPT, the most anticipated event since You've Got Mail was launched. Years prior to this bull market, I had already given my dog the name Nvidia by that time. You might have missed it though, because not everyone watches Bad Bunny or is a member of the C Investing Club. In the end, faster computing and generative AI were pioneered by Nvidia and its Renaissance man CEO, Jensen. Instead of talking about the former, we talk about the latter too much. Here, accelerated computing is the key to success. To put it another way, Nvidia has developed machines that can think faster than you do and will soon be able to perform nearly any task more effectively than you. I don't want you to stress out just yet. Here, we are in control and make the choices. However, AI is a really groundbreaking technology for businesses because it saves a lot of time and, of course, man-hours. And when Nvidia's new line of Blackwell chips is completely deployed next year, we'll witness an incredible leap in generative AI's ability to think on the go. These men are incredibly strong and swift. In fact, they produced a chip so fast that the entire AI industry was born out of thin air. It used to be impossible, but today it can accomplish amazing feats, and it will soon be faster and better. In addition, I believe it will do some amazing things with video. Tesla needs Nvidia for self-driving cars, which we'll speak about. You'll definitely hear about it tonight with the REO robot presentation for Tesla. And I've never seen a company have such demand for its products. The entire situation is astounding, and as members of the C Investing Club are well aware, the stock's 172% increase over the previous 2 years was right there for the taking. I always advise owning it rather than trading it, since I do believe it has more upside. I do get a smile from it. When someone makes a lot of money, it makes me pleased. That's how I shall always be. Super Microcomputer is the second best performer. This company's remarkable 786% run can be attributed to the hardware it produces, which complements Nvidia. However, Supermicro stopped recently. Its second quarter was dismal. I've always believed that you don't need a secondary idea like Supermicro when you have a fundamental notion like Nvidia. The third is a business that we have discussed more and more this year. This one is also about the data center and is called Vistra. Reliable, carbon-free electricity is provided by Vistra, one of the biggest independent power providers with nuclear capacity. Energy is a resource that data centers and the businesses that use them can't get enough of. Thus, Vistra was able to hit gold. Now, considering its 479% increase, I believe the stock is a bit overdone, but I would purchase it the next time it experiences one of its periodic pullbacks, which do happen. Alright, the next one might be the year's most bizarre stock. Palantir is the name of it. It's an AI kicker from a defense contractor. In addition to being a really good company, the stock has been amazing. In a year when AI and defense companies have been exceptionally strong, that was simple. With a strong focus on government contracts, This one makes use of both. At this point, Palantir has turned into a cult stock. Individual investors purchase it day and night because they can't seem to avoid it. The stock look. We have discussed the fifth largest winner. It's known as Fair Isaac. Indeed, on a few occasions this year, the CEO, William Lansing, a very remarkable man, was on the show. This one, which you most likely know as FICO, provides credit scoring. It excels at what it does by a wide margin. No competition can match the predictive power of the widely utilized FICO score. Given how fantastic the firm is, I believe that Fair Isaac could be purchased tomorrow morning, even if the stock has increased 39% over the last 2 years. Complete support. 6. General Electric was a single firm at the start of this bull market. GE Aerospace, GE Healthcare, and GE Vernova are the 3 firms that are currently involved. All of them appeal to me. Aircraft must endure longer due to major manufacturing issues with Boeing and Airbus, which is why GE's Aerospace Engine Servicing division is booming. The Travel Trust owns GE Healthcare, a major manufacturer of expensive medical equipment including MRI scanners. After being knocked back, it is only now beginning to stand up. High financing costs cause Chinese orders to stall down. These products are so costly that you have to borrow money to pay for them. However, all of those drawbacks are really fading, allowing the stock to rise. GE, since Vernova represented GE's troubled power division, it was intended to be the laggard. However, Vernova's natural gas turbines are selling out because of the sudden surge in demand for power generation, which is attributed to the data center. As long as it's onshore, wind is also not awful, and nuclear power plants will eventually be constructed in large quantities. Vernova is skilled in the construction of small-format nuclear reactors. Next up are Meta platforms. To be honest, how can you throw a bull birthday party without inviting Mark Zuckerberg and Meta? I'd never consider it. According to his story he told you during his most recent conference call, Instagram Reels will soon be the starting point for all advertising efforts. Will I have any doubts about this guy? No. You don't need to work with an advertising agency because he uses AI to create the most successful targeted advertisements. A far higher return on investment. We just made a minor reduction in our Meta position for the Travel Trust, but only because we were so avaricious and failed to make any money. We really let it run, and I began to believe that while the bear and the bull both earn money, hogs, well, you know what I mean. We intend to husband the remaining ones. 8th, Broadcom manufactures plumbing for data centers and also operates a broadband infrastructure company that sells cell phones. Now, when we traveled to San Francisco, we were wearing CEO Hawk Tan. I was jazzed about the amazing narrative he gave, but no one paid attention. Now they will pay attention. Today, it reached an all-time high. It's not finished. I would keep it, especially since its data center VMware segment can reduce hardware costs and run much more effectively. It has truly made progress. I really like that stock. The cruise lines come in 9th. They are as popular now as they were during the COVID-19 pandemic. We receive a lot of questions about them, so I'd remark that Royal Caribbean is the group's greatest performer practically every night. While hotel room prices and other entertainment options have simply become too costly, RCL cruises are an incredible deal. Wow, flight tickets, by the way. The fleet industry isn't seeing a lot of additional capacity. These ships take ages to build. Forever. Bookings are exploding. The stock is still for sale. Lastly, I just have a special place in my heart for this wonderful firm. It is known as Arista Networks, and although they are a major force in cloud network infrastructure, they are arguably the most underappreciated of these winners. However, no one ever notices it. The data center does have a lot of business with it. This is exhausting, but it's effective. Today, Arista reached a record high. Since this is the leading company in a variety of networking services, switches, and adapters that people don't really care about, but that are bringing in a lot of money, I believe it has more room to grow. Yes, this is signed as well. Do you think I'll get away with only a? So, dear Bull, happy birthday. The ideas that led you here are still very much relevant today. However, the bottom line